What's going on, you guys, and welcome back to the Anime Plus podcast. This is your podcast for everything anime and anime related. In today's episode, we're going to try something fun. We're going to do half-baked anime ideas, not necessarily for an anime's plot, which maybe we'll do that in the future, but we're going to do mostly like anime industry half-baked ideas. So be sure to stay tuned. If this is your first time here, I'm your boy Aray, and I'm with my co-host Owen. Owen, bro, how you doing?
Doing good, bro. Doing good. A little tired here, but the grind never stops. You know what I mean?
Sir. Yeah, I know we're recording later than usual. Usually we try to do it over the weekend, but it's 11:30 on them. Today's Tuesday, bro. I don't even know, man.
The Tuesday night at 11:30, doing this for you guys. You know what it is, bro.
I don't know about you, bro, but I'm pumped, bro. Celtics just won, bro. Moving on to the next round. So I got that juice in me, bro.
Yeah, me.
You just came back from work, my guy.
I'm drinking some juice, bro. So
Hey.
that's the closest I get.
All right, so what we're gonna do, Owen, is I came up with a list of a bunch of half-baked ideas, just random shit I'd be thinking about while I'm taking. I was gonna say while I'm taking the shit. No, I'm in the shower, shower thoughts, stuff like that. So I was coming up with random shit, and I never really formulated anything. And I just decided to write a bunch of random things down. So I got a list, bro. So I'll read off some of my ideas. Obviously, they're half-baked, so they're probably not 100% like it's not thought through. You know what I mean? That's what half-baked ideas are. So we'll do that, and you kind of let me know what you think about it, if you think it's a good idea or not.
But let's get it.
All right. So I think I'll save one of my good ones for later, but we'll start off with this one. What if they created an animation studio and their job is just to redo bad sequels or even bad anime adaptations?
Bad sequels?
Yeah. So for example, we're thinking Promise Neverland season two. We're talking Tokyo Ghoul, the last season of that. Any bad anime adaptation, they just redo that. That's their sole purpose.
Wait. So repeat that one last time. Let me take this.
Yeah, so what if we create like a new animation studio and their sole job isn't to find out new titles, isn't to find out all these new type of manga and convert them to anime adaptations. Their job is to take already produced anime that have bad sequels in terms of like animation and pacing,
Okay.
redo them to make them even better. So the ones that off the top of my head, like Promise Neverland season two was so bad, bro, and I obviously it will never happen. But if they create like a redo season two of it, it would be great. So something like that.
Oh, okay. Now I get you because I was kind of getting mixed up because you were saying sequel.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like I guess that was just the example I was talking about. Well, yeah, yeah, anything. It doesn't have to be a specific.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of shittier animes can just get revived in that sense, right? It's kind of like the same concept of what they're doing with One Piece. With One Piece, they're kind of like Netflix is making their own version, and it's because in the beginning of One Piece, it is pretty shitty. The audio, not the audio, the animation, the pacing. Oh, that's pretty shitty, but with this, with like a new animation studio, like I mean, we have a clear example right here, right? When One Piece first started, it was
Mhm.
shitty animations, shitty pacing, shitty whatever, right? And now they took that 6 month hiatus. Did you see that? Did you see those couple episodes, bro?
Dude, insane. Absolutely insane.
That shit was just magic, bro.
Hmm.
His fight with Kizaru and all that shit, like obviously he's not done, but it's been insane.
Right. So that I guess that's one way that they could do. Like I was thinking more something like, Seven Deadly Sins, like the last few seasons, just redoing those. But I guess it doesn't have to be that. It could be something like One Piece where they just not necessarily redo it, but like a remake or readaptation, something like that. That would be cool too.
Yeah, I no, I was just giving, One Piece as an example of how it could be done, right? But yeah, I mean, Seven Deadly Sins is a great example for that. I think the beginning of Bleach would be a good example, doing something like that.
Right. Like, yeah, maybe get rid of the Bount arc and like redo the first parts. You know what I mean?
Exactly, exactly, and um, maybe it's not even a thing that they should focus on sequels or whatnot. Maybe it's just focus on older anime that people don't watch now because of the anime quality previously. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Kind of just bouncing off that. There's this anime that's coming out this season. It's called Yaiba, and that's actually a remake as well. And I've been loving it, bro. It's got like all the old nostalgic battle shonen themes that like the typical ones that they have in that genre. And now it just has updated animation and soundtracks and everything is just great. Like it gives you old school vibes, but it's also like brand new with animation. So maybe this particular animation studio that again have big idea that we came up with, maybe all they do is do remakes. That'd be fire.
It'll be fire for like people that have watched it already, and then also be fire for people that are trying to get into it that didn't watch it because of the animation style. I
Right.
know there's so many people that haven't gotten into older anime, like
Mhm.
One Piece, Bleach, for example, just because the animation is low quality.
Mhm.
But you can't really blame the anime for that because they came out in the early 2000s. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Yaiba itself came out like the 70s or 80s, and now it's on Netflix. It looks so fresh, bro. Like I'm loving it.
Exactly. Like you're like an audience where like you have you watched it already or no? Or you
Yeah,
knew about it?
I haven't watched the old one, but I watched the new one. It's only like 4 or 5 episodes so far. It's weekly right now,
Why didn't you watch the old one?
dude. Because it's old, bro. Like the animation.
Exactly, right? Exactly, right? So it was a problem. It was low key a problem for you
Hmm.
that a lot of other people also face.
Right.
And your half baked idea might have to become a business plan, bro.
Maybe we're cooking here, bro.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Uh, I think there's a lot of avenues to go through, right? You could do old anime, you could do hype anime that just didn't do that well.
Hmm.
You could even do anime that got cut and they got cut because of the way the animation was or because the way the pacing is, you know?
Yeah, or like even popularity. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So that could be another thing.
I think the
Uh,
best part about this is that we don't necessarily have to wait for the source material to finish, so the pacing will be good. But again, half baked idea.
exactly. But yeah, I mean, I like that idea.
Okay. Second one I got, it's kind of piggybacking off of the whole animation studio one. So we'll do this one and then we'll change it up. But this one right here, it's the same situation where we're coming up with an animation studio that only does one specific thing. This time around, it targets IPs or different series that aren't necessarily adapted from manga or light novels. So maybe we get like a book or like anything that you can think of, like a Harry Potter anime or like a fucking Beowulf from like Shakespeare. I don't even know if that's Shakespeare, but like anything that you can think of, Frankenstein, literally anything, bro.
I think that'd be sick to get a lot of people that aren't anime consumers to watch anime, right?
Yeah. The reason why this is a half-baked idea is because like not everything has to be an anime, but like I just think it would be cool. Like for example, there's a Lord of the Rings movie that's coming out and it's an anime like it's an anime adaptation. I I keep getting roasted for this. I've not watched Lord of the Rings. I couldn't really care less to be honest. But if it comes out in an anime, bro, I might have to fuck around and find out.
Yo, Loki, I'm the same way. That and Star Wars, two things that I've never watched in my life.
Right.
And
Right.
two things that like, bro, if you haven't watched, you're uncultured as fuck. But
Right.
fuck it, bro. It's not my cup of tea. I'm the
Mhm.
same way. Um, but I kind of like this because you can turn pretty much anything into an anime, right? You can turn a play into an anime. You could turn music videos into an anime. That'd be sick. Bro, music video animes? That would be fucking sick. Um, shows, like imagine like Peaky Blinders, Game of Thrones as an anime.
Mhm.
That'd just be sick, bro. Like
That's what I was saying, bro. Like the best part about this is there's like unlimited like work that you can do.
technically, I think in a little bit or even now, AI could probably do it.
Yeah, yeah, realistically, yeah.
because all it has to do technically is just scan the video,
Yeah, yeah.
have an anime filter on top of it, basically.
Yeah, I guess you could do that, but I
Same
just
way they were like photo Ghibli, Studio Ghibliing everything. But it's easier, obviously, with photo. Obviously, it's gonna get a lot harder with video, but
yeah,
just take more time.
yeah. Well, either way, I think it would be cool to adapt more things because we have that anime that's actually coming out weekly right now. It's called Anne Shirley, and that's based off of a Canadian book that has an anime adaptation. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I like the ideas. I like both ideas.
Okay, so for my next idea, I think this is my biggest one, bro. I think this one's really cool. So what we're gonna do is we have basically a reality TV show, and in this reality TV show, we're gonna get contestants to come onto the show, and they're all like small creators, indie small creators, whether they have their own stories, plots, they're like an animation studio, animation team, whatever they are. What they do is they pitch their concepts for new anime and manga, and from that point, they kind of compete for funding. And the people that will be funding them and judging their work and their ideas and concepts are legendary mangaka, anime producers, and people like that. So it's going to be like Shark Tank. So think about all the high business people and they get their businesses pitched to them. It's the same thing. We got all these random people that have their own anime ideas and they just pitch that idea, the plot, the story, the concept to whoever is one of the panelists or one of the, I guess in this case the shark, and then just make this into like a reality TV show.
It's kind of funny because I think they have to do something similar anyways, right? To get their anime created in a whole as a whole, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, to a certain point, like there's no reality TV show, but it's like I think they submit their work of the first few chapters, if I'm not wrong, and then from that point they get chosen. I don't know the exact process, but I think that's what it is.
One kind of twist I'd add to this is let's throw in some viewer voting into this.
Ooh, that would be crazy, bro.
Have a 50-50, right? 50-50 on them and then 50-50 on the viewers. Because realistically, if you think about it, right?
Yeah,
If it's only the sharks that are judging the content, that's essentially the same thing as going to an investment group and pitching your idea.
yeah,
Probably what they do anyways. So, but we can't tell, or like the sharks, like you can't tell if the anime is gonna be good based off like 10 people, right? So
hmm,
we'll take 10 strong opinions, which will be the sharks, whatever, and then we'll have like thousands of like answers coming in from the actual audience, and the people are actually gonna watch something like that. So I think that'd be a good twist to it. What do you think?
I think so too. Like make it more like interactive with the people that watch it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like one of the panelists, one of the judges, whatever you want to call them, they could definitely love the series, but if there's no popularity to it, then it doesn't do anything. So at the very least, you can get the popularity vote from the people watching.
Like a good test run too.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good test run. The Sharks also get good data because they know who's gonna buy, who's not, and then they can invest into whoever they want to based on their opinion,
Hmm.
their opinion on the people, and then what I would say. Okay, this is what I would say would be ultimate. Don't show the whoever the viewers are, right, that are going to be voting.
Yeah,
Show them the people you have. Show them the anime first. Once
yeah.
they see the anime, they vote. So their vote is not based on the person.
Uh-huh.
It's only based on the actual content. And then the dragons or sharks, I mean, in this situation, their vote is going to be based on the person, their idea, why they're doing it, the whole lot. And that's also they do that at Shark Tank too, where like they'll bet on a person because they know that this person is worthy of the investment.
Damn, bro. This I feel like this is the most baked idea out of all the other ones, but I don't know, man. I kind of like this one. I think that would be like super interesting.
It would be sick, bro. And it would just allow a lot of creators to become out there that just would never ever get the chance, you know?
Yeah, I think that the best part about this is so many people have ideas, but a lot of times the ideas die right there because there's no action to it. So it could be like a normal person that joins the show and then they just give their concept, their story, and then boom, from that point on, they could become like they don't necessarily have to become the writer or whatever, but like their idea comes to life, and then from that point on, you know what I mean? Like it's unlimited, like like the potential of how many different cool series can come out of this. You know what I mean? I think that's the best part of this.
Yeah, I agree. And another thing that I want to point out is like, bro, the people that they're gonna be working with are anime creators, right?
Yeah.
Producers, animators, whatever, right?
Mhm.
They're gonna get the backing of those of the skills too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Damn, bro. I don't
So
know,
let's
man.
say I want to invest like in Shark Tank, sometimes when the guest or like the person presenting has multiple sharks wanting to buy,
Yeah.
they pick whoever they think is going to be the most useful in that scenario.
Right.
So
Exactly. So like the perfect example for this would be if you come up with a horror series, an idea for that, for example, and you got Junjo Ito, the creator, bro, he's obviously an expert in that field of creating horror series. He would be the guy to go to. I think that makes total sense as opposed to like going to Oda for that. Obviously, I'm just giving like some bullshit examples, but I think that makes a lot of sense too.
yeah, or like let's say you're a great fucking writer, but you can't draw for shit,
Yeah.
right? And you want to go with the guy that has all the connections to the animation studios and stuff like that. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's another concept, but I would assume that the writers over there also would be connected to animation studios, so it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But yeah, I think it's a viable idea.
Bro, I just had the funniest thought, bro. Imagine they're like, "All right, bro," like they like the idea, whatever, and the dude that the contestant pulls up, he's like, "All right, bro, I want 500K for 50% stake." That'd be hilarious.
Honestly, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that they should get like there should be a give up piece too
Yeah,
somehow.
no, 100%. Like, if the manga is gonna draw it, then some of the sales should go to. Yeah, no, I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah. Um. Wait, I was just thinking about something. I was thinking of like a chopped version of this,
I'm
right?
actually
So
so I couldn't tell you.
so chopped is basically like this. They'll give you like 45 minutes, let's say,
Mhm.
5 minutes to make dinner, right? And then each contestant, let's say there's four contestants, each contestant has to make a dish out of the set ingredients in the basket. So they'll throw a basket and they'll throw random shit in there, and they
Yeah.
always throw like a crazy curveball in there. So they'll let's say, okay, make dessert, and then they'll have meat in it. Like, how the fuck do you make dessert out of meat, right? Or something just something crazy like that. Or they'll tell you to make dinner, and they'll throw like chocolate in there. Like, how the fuck do you add chocolate to a dinner, right? So in this case, what they would do is they would tell you to write a story, right? And they'll give you a couple plot points, characters, and themes to go by. And whoever can generate the best story, there's 4 rounds, so 4 contestants. Each round, one person gets chopped, right? So it would be something where like it would be the same concept, but just with like I don't know if this is far fetched, obvious as fuck, half baked. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, they would compete on who can you write the best in a short amount of time.
Actually, that makes a lot of sense too, because it doesn't necessarily have to be like a random person. It could be any type of writer, and then that writer could have a spot in the Weekly Shonen Jump, for example. You know what I mean? Like it makes so much sense. I like it, dude.
Yeah, and it's like it's also like high pressure because like you have to do it in time constraint. You can't just like take your sweet ass time right making this.
Yeah, and
'Cause
this.
we know that sometimes like obviously anime stopped for a while, but we know these guys work super fast.
Hmm.
Like especially like big in the big leagues, like you got One Piece that literally never fucking ends. Like every week, week to week to week, right?
Right.
You have like My Hero coming out so quickly, Doctor Stone coming out like super quick. Like everything comes out super quick. So you need to be fast, right?
Right.
So this could be like a sign of how you can show you're fast.
Right. And I just thought of another thing, and this is kind of a coincidence, not really something I thought of, but I've seen that reality TV does really well. Like reality game shows do really well in Japanese TV. So I don't know, man. It might work over there, bro. Type
Oh,
shit.
it's always like Squid Games and like these fucking I don't
No,
know.
it's Korean, bro. No, you ever see those weird game shows?
I know it's Korean, but I'm saying like it's always like gamey.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Nah, I feel you. I feel you. I don't know, man.
That
I
even
think
we enjoy, like we all enjoy. High key.
facts. Like it doesn't even need to be one thing or the other. Like it doesn't have to be like a chop version. It doesn't have to be like a Shark Tank. Even this idea has kind of different pathways it can go down, bro. I like it.
Yeah, I appreciate that, bro.
We need to get onto this, bro.
Might have to, bro. We honestly have to make a connection between the anime watchers,
Yeah.
right? The mangakas and the animators,
Mhm.
producers, whoever,
Yeah.
and basically the amateurs that have potential,
Hmm.
yeah, and drive.
All right. All right. Should I get into my next idea?
Yeah, but I like this one.
Appreciate you, my guy. All right. So the next one I have is a streaming service. And this streaming service is going to have one of the craziest algorithms. So obviously, this is definitely a half-baked idea. So what the algorithm is going to do is it's going to be able to kind of we'll say first it connects to a database, and that database is like either my anime list or any list or whatever you use to track your anime that you watch. And then within that database, it grabs specific information from. And if you're feeling a certain type of way, for example, you type in into the streaming service, I want to cry or I want to be happy. It pulls up episodes or shows that make you feel that way based off of your database.
Yeah, bro, that's crazy.
So I don't know what to call it, but I'll call it like mood-based streaming or something like that. I don't know, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, but that means you'd probably have to be recorded or like I mean I'm thinking of this in a real life sense. Um but you'd have to be like monitored slash recorded at all times. And
Not
somehow
necessarily like maybe you write notes after you watch a certain anime. For example, like you watch,
oh okay. Yeah, you could do that too, that'd be good.
I
Or
mean,
like
maybe it is a little bit of work, but again, this is a half-baked idea. So maybe you watch like I don't know.
you could do a pop-up of like rate this out of how does this make you feel? Rate out of 10.
Yeah, that's a perfect example. And then that kind of helps the algorithm up and running. So like for example, just one that I'm thinking of, right? It's
Yeah.
like you write you watch Violet Evergarden and there's a specific episode in there. It's the one with the letters. Because I watched this one recently and I was like, damn, bro, that shit was kind of sad, bro. It didn't necessarily make me cry, but we'll just say it did, right?
Okay.
So I forget what episode that is, but whatever, right? So let's say you put that in your database and then you reacted a certain way. Well, it doesn't even have to be pop-up. It could just be like you like it, or you write like a little note, like, oh, this part made me cry, whatever. So then you write in the mood streaming service, you write, I want to cry, and it pulls up the episode for you. You're like, damn, bro, I haven't watched this in years, bro. This is going to hit, something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think this is the out of the four ideas that you presented,
Yeah.
this one would be the hardest.
Yeah, easily. Like
So like,
Netflix's algorithm is nowhere close to what this one could potentially be.
well, I don't know. I'm seeing all of these as viable things that can actually work. 'Cause it does seem like they could all kind of work. Even in this scenario, it could still work. It would just be like the issue I'm seeing is like, I don't know. It's like okay, let's say I'm sad, right?
Yeah.
and I only have like 2 to 3 things that made me sad.
Mhm.
Every time I want to get into that mood, I'm just gonna keep watching same 2 or 3 things.
What if we add a new feature that says one that like I don't know, think like Tinder, we swipe right or left. One on the left you swipe, it means you've already watched, and if you swipe to the right, it means something new. What if we add that feature? I don't know. I'm just pulling
Yeah.
shit on my ass.
No, no, that's good. That's good. That's good. That'd be cool. That'd fix that problem where like watched and it grades it out.
Hmm.
Yeah, that'd be a good fix. I don't know. It's a cool concept. It's a cool concept. I like it. I like it, but I would say out of the four, this is probably the one I like the least.
Okay. No, no, I get it.
I like the first two a lot, and the third one just made this was perfect, viable, super viable. The
Okay.
first two are like they can be made. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm trying to think like I would love this streaming service if it did something like I can kind of do it with TikTok if I just write I don't know like if I want to be hype right say I have like a basketball game whatever right and I'm trying to be hype before the game I type in like I don't know fucking Black Clover highlights or whatever shit like that and it gets me hyped. I feel like the problem with that is you have to remember what moments make you hype. So like the algorithm would help with that if
okay, okay.
it serves as like a database, but like also as a streaming service.
I get you. I get you. I get you. I get you. Okay. I like it. I'm not saying it's a bad idea at all. I'm saying I like the idea, but the
Hmm.
other ones are just so good that this one just shadows. But I still think it's a good idea.
All right, word.
Yeah.
So the next one I have,
Can't
bro.
give everything like a super positive. We got a critique over here, you know?
I got you, dog. I got you. All right, this next one I have, bro, is probably not as good as any of them, to be honest. This is probably my worst one, but I'm gonna say it anyways, bro. All right, so this one right here, bro. Have you ever heard of fanfics before?
No, what is that?
The fan fiction is like, say for example, you have a series and like any random person can pick it up and write their own version of it or like add to.
Okay.
So there's a lot of fan fiction writers for Naruto. I know one of them actually just joined our Discord, and he was telling me to read his fan fiction. I was like, bro, what's fan fiction? He was telling me like, oh, he came up with like an alternate ending to Naruto, blah blah. So I was thinking like, oh, it's actually kind of cool. Like maybe some of these might be better than the original. You know what I mean? So maybe we can create like an app for fan fiction writers. I mean, maybe there already is. I just don't know nothing about fan fiction whether it's an app or something to make it more popular. So that's kind of my half-baked idea.
Yeah, okay, so I've heard of fan art, but that makes sense. It correlates exactly the same. Um, I like it. I would assume that there is definitely the service out there.
There
If
might.
if not, it's Reddit, right?
Mhm.
But how about we get fan fiction, right? And every like year or so, or like once, I don't know how often or how it should go, but have a competition on who's the best, and then actually add that to the ending instead of the real ending, and see how it plays out.
Or maybe like make like Attack on Titan had an alternate ending. Maybe
Yeah,
we have the mangaka or somebody whoever created the series, or we can even do like a popularity contest, and then they vote on one of them, and that one gets like an anime adaptation.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. I think that'd be sick, bro.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I like this idea. I don't think it's a bad one. But let me see if there's a fan fiction app. There has to be, bro.
Yeah, bro, I don't know much about it, so I couldn't really tell you. I literally just learned about this the other day when I was talking to him. He's like, "Yeah, dude, I write fan fiction for Naruto." I was like, What is fan fiction?" I was thinking it was some Jiraiya shit, bro. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So there's a couple big fanfiction plus A03 fanfiction.net. But apparently it's like if you want to read other people's shit, you know?
okay, gotcha. All right,
Yeah.
bro. I think we're gonna roll with the idea that the second part of it, where like we vote on it, and then that becomes
That
a.
would be sick, bro. That would be sick. That good feature, bro. What do you mean?
Mhm.
Good feature. definitely. Um, and it'll also allow these fan fiction type of people to get noticed and seen for the shit they do because it's hard work, bro.
Hmm.
Yeah, and they deserve to be, you know, if they're
Yeah.
that good at they're writing fiction. That means they can write anime. I know that they're kind of piggybacking off of something,
Mhm.
uh, that they still have creativity there. So like they can still become, a writer, and this may be their opening for it.
For sure. Yeah. No, I know for a lot of people it's definitely a hobby, but who knows, man? It could open a lot of different avenues. Maybe somebody just wants to see their work get recognized, you know what I mean? So definitely.
Yeah, exactly. But I do think that this idea is nice. So yeah,
All right. I got a couple more. I don't know if I should save it for another time or should I do one or
let's get
two?
one more. Let's get one more.
All right. So this one right here, bro, it's it's all right, bro. It probably would not work, but again, half-baked idea. So this one right here, I'm gonna call it non-linear broadcast slots. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have like a TV channel, and this TV channel is gonna have just like one anime come out. Maybe we can do one every season, and it's just gonna have the episodes air all out of order. But the thing is, the series will be shown to different people out of order, and somehow it'll make sense. So it. Have you ever seen those shows where you can watch it out of order?
Yeah, but they're usually like comedies where like Rick and Morty. I mean, Rick
Okay.
and Morty still you kind of.
That's not what I mean. I mean something that's like more of like a mystery or like a sci-fi, something like that, but like it would just make sense in different orders or it gives you a different story in different orders. There was recently an anime movie that came out that you could watch it. There's two parts. You can watch it in either order, and the way you watch it kind of affects how you think of the characters in the movie. I know there was a show on Netflix that did the same thing. I just thought it would be cool if it was like an anime that did that across like a TV channel.
That'd be sick, bro. That'd be so mindfuckery.
Yeah, and it's just randomized per person, so that way, firstly, this kind of brings back the whole watching TV, live TV, whatever.
Well,
I could care less about that. I just think it would be cool, or it could even be on Crunchyroll. Like maybe it's just like each person when they sign into it, it's out of order for them. So the way they watch it is essentially different than the way their friend watches it. So when they go to discuss it, maybe you like this character, or maybe you think this character sucks, or you know what I mean? Like I just feel like that'd be really fun, firstly, and secondly, it would be like it would create like a community. I just feel like that would be pretty cool.
so one thing that's, I mean, firstly, I think it's cool. I think it's, I don't know. Maybe if the algorithm can kind of base it on how you would enjoy it. I don't know how that even happens or works,
Hmm.
but if it can figure out the best order and sequence that it think you would enjoy it, that would just go beyond.
Yeah.
Um, but also there are games where like you play and you can have a different outcome based on what you think or what you choose, I mean.
Yeah.
So it could kind of be like an anime where you get to be the main character, choose what he does,
Oh, like that Black Mirror episode. What's it called? Bandersnatch, something like that.
something like that. And I haven't watched Black Mirror.
Okay. Yeah, there's like a movie that you can choose the option, so that would be pretty cool too.
Yeah, exactly, something like that. You know, thinking where like everyone has, but it's not like a two like go right or go left, but there's like so many different options that you could choose from. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? It's more free than just go left, go right.
Right. Now that'd be honestly, bro, like I feel like it would be so cool. Well, again, have big idea, bro. You feel me? That's a theme, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Some of these ideas are, I mean, a lot of, okay, I like all the ideas, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like some of them are pretty viable though.
Damn, bro. If somebody takes one of these ideas and makes it a thing, bro, y'all owe us, bro. I need some royalty type shit, bro.
On some Shark Tank stuff, bro.
For real, bro. We was just talking about it, bro.
Exactly. But yeah, bro, I think these were some nice ideas. Um, if you guys have any of these half-baked, anime ideas, definitely go into the Discord. Let us know. I'd love to hear, some of these ideas y'all have. And yeah, Ari, you got anything to say to wrap it up?
Yeah, definitely let us know. Obviously, these are half-baked ideas. There's so many different constraints. Like, for example, that the animation studio one that we were talking about, there's so many legal like intricacies that we don't even begin to understand when it comes to like IPs and stuff like that. So that probably would never ever happen, but it's just fun to talk about. But yeah, definitely let us know if you guys liked any of our half-baked ideas or if you have some of your own. And let us know if you guys want us to do like a part two of this. I have like so many more. I don't think any are as good as the Shark Tank one or the game show one that we were talking about earlier, but I can cook these up, bro. All I gotta do is hop in the shower, bro, and shower thoughts. But yeah,
No, yeah.
definitely.
I was gonna say also if you want like us to feature some of your, half baked ideas, we could do like a series of this or something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you want yours relayed, just let us know on our Discord and we'll talk about it for sure.
Yes, sir. All right, I think that's gonna be it for this episode. We hope you guys have a great week. And with that being said, that's gonna be it, Owen, bro. I'm gonna see you next week, bro.
Oh yeah, bro. Red Sox X One Piece.
Yes, sir, bro.
Hell yeah.
Easy, bro.
Take it easy, brother.
Easy.